Hey everyone, I know the lighting may look a little washed out, but I wanted to get radical real in the evening because I feel like evening time, you're tired and I don't know, I feel like your defenses are lower and you sometimes even more radically, authentically real. So, what was my first week of media fast like? And by media, that was TV and internet. It's actually subtly powerful, even though I had a slip. Monday to Friday, I can tell you what helped me was radically helping other people. The first day I was like, oh my God, this is kind of weird, although I'm not new to doing like 1 day fast of, no technology, or doing at least for a large part of the day. But yeah, I really threw myself harder to helping other people. Could be anything. It could be talking to somebody who needs to talk, focusing on God, higher power, the universe, life, the magical coincidence, whatever you want to call it. That was helpful. Being outside and getting in nature like I am right now was the number one thing, which is why I'm actually sharing this outside. Not so much in the evening, but more during the day. That was my main times. The huge thing I'm supremely proud of is I did not once turn on the TV to watch the news. That is an amen. Not that I did it all the time or anything, but it was enough where, yeah, I didn't do that. And last week was an insane news week. I know this may be seen in the future whenever this was, but I mean, there were assassination attempts on, possible presidents in the US. And I didn't know any of it until, family member and friends told me, because again, wasn't into it, wasn't looking at it online. And that felt better. And that's a habit I'm really proud of and want to continue going forward. What else came up? I became aware of old friends who had, well, I don't want to get into that, but I hung out with a friend who I hadn't seen in a while in person. That was great. Again, we went outside, talking to a friend on the phone. What else showed up for me? Just keeping busy. Rest when I needed to rest. That's another one. I went to meetings on the topic of media and how it affects our lives. There are meetings out there which I did not fully know. A week ago, someone had told me. And I'm really glad, because I think we can all admit that, let's put our hands up, we have issues with media. That's okay. It's okay to admit, hey, it affects my life. What motivates me? I may have made a previous video on this title. I have to look at the titles, but it was like unplugging from the Matrix. And I thought I unplugged part of it from the programming before. Lord, I got room to go. We are so programmed. It's okay. It's okay. Do it with love. Do it with compassion. Hey, whether it was through school, TV, the internets. I mean, how many conscious are controlling their internet use? And then I'm not judging it. There's not has to be an all or nothing. Of course, the one time I needed to check internet was to do an email because my billing for something I did not get. And somehow, the one time of all these years that I don't do online billing, but it sends me an email confirmation when I pay the bill for one of my bill payments. And when it sent it to a family member's email address, not mine. I don't know how that happened. So I had to check that, and I'm okay with that. On the weekend, when I had stopped trying to throw myself harder to helping others, I slipped. And I went online. Now, I wasn't going to all the YouTube videos. That Sunday I did. And that's okay. It's not where I want to be, but it's good to see the clarity through contrast, how I was feeling. And the thing that I'm noticing after is, what is that making me feel? Is it peaceful? Is it actually really helping me? And most of the time it's not. Some of it can be. I'm still navigating what does healthy internet use look like. Like, is it checking email twice a day at 3 or 4 p.m. and 9 a.m.? What does that look like if you need to buy clothes online because you can't find what you want in the store? How do I schedule that in? Not that I prefer buying in store in person whenever I can. I did the other day. Not that I buy clothes that often. Yeah. What else? What else has come up that I'm noticing? The main big change, I'm going to repeat it again. I used to watch like Russell Brand, who I love that he speaks the truth and tries to use, getting out of the whole the political system and going what's really behind all of it, and that we, should be sovereign and communities making their own decisions. And I kept telling myself, well, I'll stop watching it. I know what he's saying. We all know the truth that the system is collapsing, etc., or changing, transforming. And maybe that's what it needs to do. But I continually watched it, and I could not stop. And I finally stopped doing that. It's been a week. I haven't done it once, and I don't want to go back to it. So that is a huge, profound psychic heart change. I have heard it suggested to write what's called a resistance worksheet, where you get radically honest. Like, there's just simple questions like, why do you want to do this? Why would you not want to? Like, what would you lose? Like being in fantasy. Come on now, let's all get radically honest. Radically honest. You can say radically honest, or just, don't be hard on yourself. Just compassion, like, oh, okay, this is what's coming up. All right. Just an hour ago, it was suggested by somebody to write my life's history, that's quite a ordeal. You can do if you're on your phone, if you don't want to write your whole life story. Voice to text, your use of media. And by media, some say, also music use, but I think the ones for me personally, I think that are the most profound on people, because I've never met someone who's listening to music 24/7. Now, I'm sure there are some people out there where you're like totally ignoring life, but for the majority of people, I think it's mainly TV, internet, or both. So I looked at my TV and internet use, primarily internet, because I think that's the big one. They call it the web for a reason. And looking like, okay, what did I enjoy about it? What has been my experience that are not so wonderful? Again, main thing being fantasy for me, or not numbing out, checking out. And again, please know, if you need to do that to get through in these crazy times, I am not here to judge you. I'm just trying to discover a new way to do this. Next month, there's an opportunity where I'm able to participate in a group where I can have 1 month of not using it at all. I'm open to it. Part of me feels like I'm trying way too hard. I'm open to hearing your feedback, where this will go, if anyone is even interested. I don't know. I did watch one show that I had taped, The Amazing Race, because I love that it showed people working together, even though I know it's a competition, and they're enjoying like the beautiful landscapes around the world. Like, that is something that I recorded and watched, my one program. I'm okay with that. If someone says, well, you didn't go all the way, that's too bad, because my life is mine, and I'm fine with that, so that's okay. I'm making progress today. I feel like I went back into it briefly. The main thing is, yes, meeting online is helpful to other meetings of people who are wanting to truly unplug. There are people out there who want a different way, who want to connect to the greater universe, who want to have more connection. I think people are starving for connection right now. I think it's still there, or craving it or wanting it, and especially with the last 3 years and being locked down and told what to do and what not to do, a lot of people are tired of it. So I'm very glad and curious to possibly try that. Also, there's a thing called like media surfing and like urge surfing. I've heard of that through mindfulness. I've tried that. It hasn't always worked for me in the past, but I'm willing to try some more with it. I will give you an update again in a week to let you know how my progress has gone this time next week, approximately. Hopefully I'll upload this tomorrow or sometime soon. And it's a journey. It's not a destination. I'm not going to be hard on myself in perfection, because it's not helpful. I know that I'm open to continue to connect and have more peace. Yeah, I thought my main goal and reason for doing this is to free myself and be out of the matrix, so to speak, etc. But after you're out of there, you go, okay, what am I going to do next? So I want a joy, peaceful, happy, fulfilled. Happy, such a throw that word. Aware, energetic life. And it doesn't have to have fireworks all the time. Even just more presence. I think that would be a good one. More presence in a serene way, because this technology and the way it is in our lives, it's absolutely wonderful to connect to each other, but it's not natural in any way at all. This is not what we were designed to be. The animals, I mean, they have to survive and they have their own things that they have to deal with, but I feel like they teach us so many things and they're able to live much more in tune with how we were designed to be. A lot of things we do don't make sense. Anyway, so that's my journey. I'm going to wrap it up here. It's just over 10 minutes, and I will see you next week. And if I left anything out, I will also share more. More will be revealed. Love you. Be free.